All right, so today's video is for lesson 6.3, and we are on page 326 in our book for our Do Now problems. Here they are. If you don't have your book, pause now and work these problems out. Okay, let's go over those problems. All right, the map shows Henry's town. Each unit represents 1 kilometer. After school, Henry walks to the library. How far does he walk? So after school, he walks to the library. So here we are using this distance. If we look up here, it's from we need the distance from the school to the y-axis, and then the y-axis to the library. So, and these are absolute values because we're counting how many blocks, not how many negative blocks. We just want to know how many blocks. So this will be an absolute value answer. So first I look up here to see how far from the school to the y-axis, which is 5 units, represented by the absolute value of 5. And then how many blocks from the y-axis to the library? 1, 2. 2 jumps, or the absolute value of a -2, which would be 7 units, or 7 kilometers. Because in the problem it tells us that each of those units represents a kilometer. An elevator travels 117 feet in 6.5 seconds. What's the elevator speed as a unit rate? So remember, a unit rate is always how much per 1 unit, and this would be per 1 second. So we are going to take and make a ratio out of the information they give us. So 117 feet over 6.5 seconds. In order to get this down to a 1 on the bottom, we need to divide both the top and bottom by a 6.5. So here we would get the 1 on the bottom, and on the top we are going to divide 117 by 6.5. Remember, when you have a decimal in your divisor, you need to get rid of it, and when you do that, you multiply by 10. You also need to multiply your dividend by 10. So we're going to add a placeholding 0 there. And when you do all of this, you could either do it on a calculator or you could do it here. You're going to find that you get 18.9 and then some more units. So you're going to have a little less than 19 feet per second. So it'll be 18.9 feet, maybe a little bit more than that, but it is going to be right around 19 feet per second. All right. Okay. And this multiplication was just to figure out my division problem here. So if you use a calculator, you can just write down what your calculator gave you. All right, Julie's MP3 player contains 860 songs. If 20% of the songs are rap songs and 15% of the songs are R&B songs, how many of this songs are other types of songs? So if you have a percentage, it's always how many out of 100. So when I add the 20% and the 15% of these types of songs, I get 35%. So I know that the rest of the songs are going to be the other types of songs. So I'm going to take my 860 and figure out what 35% of those songs would be. So this was carrying my 3 here. When I multiply this all out, I get 301 songs. 301 songs are going to be the rap songs and the R&B songs, but we want to know what other types of songs. So we take what we started with, 860, subtract the 301 songs, and I subtract. I need to regroup there. And I get 559 other songs. 539s are other types of songs, because 301 are going to be the R&B and the rap, and the rest of them are going to be other types of songs. So you're going to have to do some subtraction there. Another way to do that would have been to get 100 minus the 35 and find out that 65% of the 860 would be the other types of songs. And then if you multiply that out, you would have gotten 559 are the other types of songs. So you can do that either way. All right, how many kilometers are equivalent to 3,570 meters? So this is where we take what we know and we write it on the top. This is what we've been practicing. Then we need to convert meters to kilometers. There is 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So we are going to be dividing by 1,000. So we are going to take this number and divide by 1,000. There's 3 zeros. So we're going to make it smaller by 3 decimal points. 1, 2, 3. 3,000. So it'd be, let me write it out for you, okay? So we make sure you understand. Divided by 1,000. We canceled that out. We're going to have kilometers on top. We're dividing by 1,000, so we're going to take this number and move our decimal 1, 2, 3 spots to make it smaller. And there we get the 3 and 57 hundredths of a kilometer. All right, that's part 1 for this video.